much for having me.
So could you just introduce a bit about yourself, give us a brief introduction?
Yeah, it's always difficult to introduce yourself in words, but I have been in the field of climate modeling and climate change for the last 20 years. I started my career from an institute in Pakistan called Global Change Back Study Center. Then I moved to Hamburg for my PhD. I did my PhD from there, did job in an institute called Climate Service Center, and then moved back to Pakistan and joined Sustainable Development Policy Institute. I worked there for almost 2.5 years. Then moved back to Germany, and currently I'm associated with a global think tank called Climate Analytics, with the head office in Berlin and sub-offices in all other parts of the world. So my expertise are in climate modeling, big data crunching, heat, climate extremes, including flooding and generic climate change. And along with that, I've also worked in policy, and I have also been involved in diplomacy work. So during the COPs and IPCC event, I'm a part of the team which supports least developed countries chair during the negotiation in UNFCCC. So yeah, that is my brief introduction.
Okay, so how are you working with NDRMF and what are your goals for the future?
NDRMF is actually is a very relevant organization when it comes to Pakistan, because in Pakistan we are unable to develop the policy. So policies sometimes are there, but you have to implement those policies, and for the implementation of policies you have to prioritize that on which sector you want to ensure the flow of finance. So in that respect, NDRMF is already doing a very good job, and with its future goals in the implementation of different objectives, which relates to the disbursement of finance based on scientific information. So I think that is very important. So that was lacking in our country big time. So there had been instances where the funding was available, but it was not channeled. It was not channeled in a proper way where it was required. You have to give the money give the food where mouth is. So that was missing from our overall structure. But NDRMF, in its role to provide this kind of finance based on state-of-the-art science, I think it's a very good step. And of course, I won't say that there are watertight solutions. NDRMF is also expanding its scope, its outreach, talking to the people, talking to the donors, especially talking to the global world outside Pakistan. So there is still some gaps which are needed to be filled, but I'm sure that the way NDRMF is progressing, I'm sure that the direction is very good. So it will just take time for the proper implementation of those visions.
Yes. Okay. And what do you think about today's event with us?
Yeah, so far it's just a start. I have been, it's very useful to bring we have a very small climate change, how to say, the family in Pakistan. So so bringing everybody on one forum. I was upstairs looking at the art exhibition which is there. I was there. I've been visiting different stalls. So it gives you a very good opportunity. Under one roof you can talk people from different sectors. So that is something very important, because climate change is a phenomena which cut across different strands of society, of sectors, economic, health, finance, development, population, well, you name it, businesses. So under one roof we can talk to a lot of people here, which is very encouraging. So I have already noticed that the people are exchanging the ideas, developing the collaboration. That is something extremely needed for a country like Pakistan. So we always talk about that we are the top most vulnerable country in the world to climate change. But now is the time that we have to show to the world that we are doing something in order to address that. And I think that's the first of its kind, this event, and it should be more frequent, such events, where people can come come together and in an informal setting. Normally what happens is you have seminars, 5 stars, where there's a very limited opportunity to talk to the people, but here you can, people are grabbing me, they are talking to me. And you cannot, I cannot run away, I don't want to run away, so that from that respect, it's a very good,
What do you have to say about the climate change that is happening in Pakistan?
Yeah, so I briefly alluded to that previously. So as Pakistan is one of the top most impacted countries in the world, as we call it. But what makes Pakistan very vulnerable is its geographical location as well as topographical location. Pakistan has a longitudinal or latitudinal extent of only 1800 kilometers, and within that we have all kind of climate. We have two systems for precipitation. We have monsoon during summer, we have western disturbance during winter, and these two systems culminate over Pakistan, which makes Pakistan acutely vulnerable to climate change. We have a lot of population which is living under poverty, poverty conditions. So climate change is hitting us from left, right, and center, and unfortunately, we are unable to tell the world about the vulnerability. We are still unable to the kind of impacts we receive, the cascading impact, how a climate event results in the loss of livelihood of a person, which leads to a domestic violence and which impacts his family. So these kind of relationships we need to develop. We need to tell the world that these kind of problems we have are aware. And let me give you some statistics. So Standing Committee on Finance and the UNFCCC, they published their data from 2013 to 2019. In those 7 years, Bangladesh received foreign assistance of $14 billion. India received $37 billion, and Pakistan received only $7 billion, even half than that of Bangladesh. So the numbers speak for themselves. So we are doing something which is not correct. We are unable to tell the world. That is because that we are not talking to each other. We are working in silos. So like this event is a very important step to bring everybody together, not only from Islamabad, but the next time they should bring in people from all across Pakistan. So that is one thing. And the second thing is that you have to have people who can access that, finance, the global finance. And NDR, what better institute than NDR for that?
All right, thank you so much for your time. It was really nice